Hey guys, it was a big Sunday today. My boys FC Cincinnati got a point on the road. They stole a point basically against Atlanta United. Scored a goal late to have a 1-1 draw with the reigning defending MLS Cup champs. Able to get 1 point on the road, and their house is huge, so they'll come home at Nipper Stadium next Sunday hosting the Portland Timbers and their very first MLS opener. I'll be there, I can't wait. But after FC Cincinnati's thrilling tie against Atlanta United, WWE Fastlane kicked off, and it was, in my opinion, a great show. Very fun to watch, very little to complain about, but overall, the card was solid from top to bottom. Main event was unbelievable. So let's hop right into it. The first match on the official Fastlane card was on the kickoff show. It actually got changed up from Almas to Mysterio to the New Day taking on Rusev and Nakamura. It was Xavier Woods and Big E representing the New Day taking on Nakamura and Rusev. Overall, solid match. Can't really complain about. It's a free match. Just gets more people to buy into the pay-per-view. That's what it's there for. And in the end, the New Day defeated Rusev and Nakamura. You got four of the best workers in the company. Kind of sad to see them demoted to the kickoff show, but it built up to something later in the night. And as I said, the New Day got the win here. After that, the official card kicked off with the Usos defending their SmackDown Tag Team Championship against The Miz and Shane McMahon. This was a fun match. There was a crazy spot. Shane was going for his coast to coast on one of the Usos, but the other Uso jumped in midair and intercepted it, took the blow. Crazy spot. I've never seen anything like that. The crowd started chanting, "Holy you know what," after that spot. It was a very crazy spot. Overall, solid match. The Usos got the win after The Miz went for a frog splash. It was countered, and he was rolled up for the pin. After the match, they were talking to the Miz's dad because they were in Cleveland. Miz's dad was at ringside. They were talking. Shane and Miz, hugging it out, talking to Miz's dad. Miz starts to walk away, and then Shane blindsides the Miz with a sneak attack. I did not see that coming. I thought for sure the Miz would turn on Shane instead of Shane turning on Miz. So we have a heel Shane O'Mac back in the WWE. And that could be pretty fun. I thought he was good as a heel, especially during the Attitude Era when I was a kid. I hated him as a heel, which meant he was doing his job. So Shane McMahon does a good job as a heel. Can't wait to see where this goes. Miz, on the other hand, not really buying into him as a face. Never really could get behind him as a face. But it should be interesting to see since he's working with a guy who's proven himself to be a very effective heel in Shane McMahon. Maybe this face turn for The Miz could work as they continue their build toward their WrestleMania 35 program. After that, it was the SmackDown Women's Championship match, Mandy Rose against Asuka. The bigger story here overshadowed the actual Women's Champion, which is kind of sad considering Asuka was built up as a beast, like a female version of Goldberg from NXT. Hasn't really done much since she had the title. The SmackDown Women's Championship's kind of been an afterthought, which is very sad considering it's on a hard worker like Asuka. The bigger story here was that Mandy Rose lost because of a botched interference by Sonya Deville. Sonya Deville whipped up the ring apron onto the actual wrestling mat. That caused Mandy Rose to slip, allowed Asuka to kick her in the face. A very hard kick to the face, by the way, and that allowed Asuka to pin her and retain the title. Looks like Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville might break up. Don't really care at this point. But yeah, that was the SmackDown Women's Championship match. That was one of the complaints I had about the card. After that, it was The Bar versus Kofi Kingston. Now, originally, everybody thought Kofi was being added to the WWE Championship match as making a triple threat. Not the case. It was Kofi taking on The Bar in a handicap match with the New Day, Woods and Big E being banned from ringside, and yeah, that played a huge role. Kofi, kind of had a little comeback against Cesaro and Sheamus, but it didn't really happen. The Bar easily dismantled Kofi. The New Day tried to come into the ring and help out Kofi. Did not happen. Rusev and Nakamura attacked them from behind, get a little bit of revenge from their kickoff show loss, and this whole keeping Kofi down, it's working. The crowd was chanting for Kofi throughout the night, especially in the WWE Championship match, and the fact that they're kind of positioning him in a similar role to what Daniel Bryan was in the build to WrestleMania 30. It's working. Kofi's going to get his time to shine at WrestleMania 35, and this is just another chapter in that storyline to helping get Kofi to that main event level for WrestleMania. After that, it was the Revival taking on Rude and Gable versus Aleister Black and Ricochet for the Raw Tag Team Championship match. This was a fun match. A lot of cool spots. Ricochet was the standout performer in this match. He is an unbelievable athlete, flipping and jumping and hopping all over the place. And he also got great performance from Aleister Black, the Revival, Rude and Gable. Just a fun match to watch. Lots of action. I highly recommend you check this match out. In the end, the Revival was able to pick up the win. Rude and Gable did not like that. They started attacking the Revival, and then Ricochet and Black to start attacking everybody. They cleaned house. They're left standing. So the Raw Tag Team Championship picture is getting a little crowded. May not have the depths or like the recognizable tag teams that SmackDown has, but they could possibly build us up to maybe a multi-team ladder tag team championship match at WrestleMania, similar to what they did at WrestleMania 34, which saw the return of the Hardy Boys. But yeah, this was a fun match. As I said, the Revival got the win and was able to retain their Raw Tag Team Championships. After that was a Fatal 4-Way United States Championship match. Samoa Joe versus Rey Mysterio versus R-Truth versus Andrade Cien Almas. This was another fun match. A lot of fun, a lot of action throughout. These 4 guys worked really well together, especially Mysterio and Almas. I mean, my God, I could watch these guys wrestle all day. They're that good in the ring together. And this is a fun match. Looked like Mysterio's actually going to pick up the win here. He had a 619 on Samoa Joe. Went to drop the dime. Joe moves, able to counter and put Mysterio in the chokehold, chokes him out, and is able to retain his United States Championship that way. Again, I could see this program moving forward either as a multi-man similar situation to the tag team for Raw, but maybe for the United States Championship, or they're building up to maybe the return of John Cena, take on Samoa Joe at WrestleMania for the United States Championships, and considering that was R-Truth's hero was John Cena, and Joe took the title from R-Truth this past week on SmackDown. Either way, I'm fine with either situation. If they do Joe versus Cena or have like a multi-man situation for the United States Championship at WrestleMania. After that, it was the Raw Women's Tag Team Championship match. Sasha Banks and Bayley defending their belts against Nia Jax and Tamina. This was it's kind of a buffer match. You had 2 really good matches with the Revival and the Raw Tag Team Championship match and the United States Championship match. This is kind of like let some, I guess, the crowd catch their breath. It's Nia Jax, she continues to botch moves in the ring. She botched one in this match. But the bigger story here was after Banks and Bayley retained their titles over Jax and Tamina. Tamina and Jax started with a post-match beatdown of the champs. This caused Beth Phoenix, who was, I guess, commentator, to get up in the face of, I think, Tamina. Nia Jax comes over and drills her. So they're both wailing on Beth Phoenix. Natalya comes to the ring, tries to make the save for Beth Phoenix. That doesn't really work. She gets beaten up too. So I don't know what they're doing here. Maybe they'll have Phoenix and Neidhart versus Jax and Tamina, or have them thrown into the Women's Tag Team Championship picture. But it looks like for now, the Women's Tag Team Championship is going to be on Raw and not SmackDown, because I'm thinking like the only main SmackDown tag team was Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose, and they're really being teased as breaking up. So yeah, it looks like all the women tag teams are on Raw at this point. After that was the WWE Championship Triple Threat match. Yes, it got changed to Triple Threat. Daniel Bryan versus Kevin Owens versus Mustafa Ali. I like Ali. The crowd was, I mean, he's a face, don't get me wrong, but the crowd was not happy. It wasn't Kofi, then that was Ali, so they were booing. But, you know, the athleticism, the performance of all 3 guys in this match, it was incredible. A fun match, exciting match, great match to watch, and they won the crowd over at the end. They were hanging on every move. In the end, though, Daniel Bryan hit a knee to Mustafa Ali in mid-air. It was a sick finish. Bryan hits his knee on Ali, gets the win. There are a lot of cool spots in this match. One of the best spots of the night was when Ali hit a 450 splash onto Bryan on the LED apron. That looked extremely painful. But yeah, this was a fun match. Daniel Bryan retains over the newly returned and face Kevin Owens, and Mustafa Ali, who just kind of got thrown in the match. Great performance by all 3 guys. Bryan retains, and it looks like we're going to get a path, seemingly a path, to have Kofi versus Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania. Kofi's somehow going to clear all these obstacles that Vince McMahon's throwing in his way, and he will get his time to shine at WrestleMania by defeating Daniel Bryan. I'm banking on that. That's what I'm betting on. After that, it was Becky Lynch versus Charlotte Flair. If Lynch wins, she's added to the WrestleMania 35 main event. If Flair wins, Lynch is out of the WrestleMania 35 main event. It's just a one-on-one match between Flair and Charlotte, or between Flair and Rousey. Lynch was playing up her knee injury, so they couldn't really do a whole lot, and then the ending didn't really make sense. It just, yeah, so in the end, Lynch was trapped in a figure 8 by Flair. Rousey comes charging toward the ring and drops an elbow on Lynch, so Lynch wins via disqualification since she was attacked by an outsider. And yeah, don't really know how I feel about it. The storyline was going so good until they kind of like botched the whole Lynch is out, but we're going to give her a shot to get back in part of it. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. It's kind of a stupid way to have Lynch get into the match. considering she won the Royal Rumble and was already in the match. So yeah, WWE kind of just messed the storyline up at this point. Either way, I don't care as long as Becky Lynch gets her time to shine, wins that Raw Women's Championship match over Rousey and Flair at WrestleMania 35. That's the most important thing to me. If Lynch is in the match and she won via disqualification, so she is in the match, and yeah, we'll see where it goes from here on Monday. After that, the main event, Drew McIntyre and Baron Corbin and Bobby Lashley versus The Shield, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and Dean Ambrose one last time. The Hounds of Justice are getting together for this match, as WWE has made it known, which shocked me. They kept mentioning the Dean Ambrose contract situation, that he's not coming back to WWE once his contract expires. I think shortly after WrestleMania, so they're hyping this match up as the Shield's final ride together. And oh my god, if this was the last time we see the Shield, what a way to go out. This was a fantastic match. Stole the show. Best match of the night, in my opinion. Everything that made the Shield famous was in this match. While it was brawling on the outside of the ring, Ambrose doing his hardcore stuff, Rollins doing his high-flying stuff, or the brute strength stuff as Reigns. It was all in this match. Ambrose and Rollins were battling Lashley and McIntyre outside the ring in the crowd. Rollins jumped through the crowd onto Ambrose and Lashley and McIntyre below. They did a triple powerbomb to McIntyre through the announce table. They did a triple powerbomb to Corbin for the win. So yeah, the Shield got the win here. It was everything you could have ever asked for in the final Shield match. It was a fantastic match. Great performance by all 6 guys in this match. The crowd was eating out of the Shield's hands throughout the entire match, it seemed. And once they powerbombed McIntyre through the announce table, the crowd chanting one more time, one more time. I mean, like, even the Shield was jacked for this match. They were amped. Rollins dropped an F-bomb in this match that he was so hyped up. And, like, it was just crazy to see, like, the crowd and the energy that the Shield was bringing. It was combined. It was unreal. I have not seen anything like that in a wrestling match in quite some time. And kudos to the Shield and WWE for bringing them together one last time. If it is the final time that we see all 3 of those guys in the ring together, you can ask for a better way to go out. After that, they had one final group hug in the middle of the ring, did the final fist bump as the Shield. And yeah, Shield beats Corbin, Lashley, and McIntyre. So it looks like Seth Rollins is going to go on to face Brock Lesnar for the Universal Championship at WrestleMania. Don't know what's going to happen with Roman Reigns. Don't know what's going to happen with Dean Ambrose. They keep mentioning the Ambrose contract situation. Usually don't do that on TV, so it's making me think this might be a work. But on the other hand, Roman Reigns doesn't have any direction at this point either for WrestleMania, so I don't know. If you follow this whole Ambrose saga, there have been reports that Reigns apparently been brought on to try and help convince Ambrose to stay with WWE. Apparently they're trying to do everything they can to keep Ambrose. So I have no idea what's going on, but for tonight at least, the Hounds of Justice stood tall, the Shield won, and it was a fantastic way to end a very, very good wrestling pay-per-view. And that's all I got for you. If you like this video, feel free to give a thumbs up, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel. Check out my website, cincyfanzone.blogspot.com. Give me a follow on Twitter at cincyfanzone, on Instagram at cincyfanzone. Those are the 2 easiest ways to get updates on my website. And also live tweet during various sporting events and wrestling events. So I was live tweeting during the SCC game, during the WWE Fastlane pay-per-view. And we're just a month away from WrestleMania 35. And if WrestleMania is going to be anywhere near what Fastlane was tonight, then we're going to be in for a good show. That's all I got for you guys. Thanks for watching.